on to the next group, which is the item event materials group, and here we have the category display signs, which are signs that you can use to post above each of the category tables so that people know what they're looking at. You can do names, which would be only the category names, or you can do ranges, which would print the item ID range for each category. So let's do names first. And you probably want to click yes on this. It'll basically give you some category information at the bottom of the report. So, as you can see, we have a page for each category. Or you can use the same thing, but instead of doing category names, you can do a range. So the ones, 200s, 300s, 500s. Okay. You can also print the fixed price item unit inventory report, which will give you a count for each of the multi-unit fixed priced items. You can print item certificates and item display sheets. These two are very similar in the way you can format them. So the only difference is that in the certificates you have the option to include the donor contact information. So right here where it says check additional donor information to display when present, then you will want to check address, phone number, and first contact. And that way when you generate this report, the winner will have the contact information for the person who donated that item. You can also choose to include several other things, item description, restriction, fair market value. So there's several formatting options, and we're just going to do a quick preview using the defaults. Okay, we only want to do must create. So here it will ask you if you want to print certificates for only those items that are marked as must create. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Should package items be included? Yes. And let's do a couple of them. Okay, and this is what the certificate looks like. Again, you can change the format so that you can use different fonts. You can change the font size on each of the sections. You can remove the frame. So there's definitely a lot of formatting options when it comes to certificates. And once you've printed them or previewed them, it's going to ask you if you have generated or printed the final version. And if you click yes on this question, then it'll automatically change the status of all those items from must create to created by us. Okay, so right here I'm going to click no. And this is what I'm talking about here. So the certificate status would change from must create to we created. Okay. The display sheets are very similar to the certificates. They have very similar formatting window, except that this one you can, it's a separate set of settings from the certificate window, so you can have both of them look different. You can also print item labels, which you can attach to each of the items so that you can keep track of what each thing is when item distribution comes around. So it's definitely very useful to have those items marked. And you can also have a report of multi-unit winners. So this will list all the multi-unit items, and it will tell you how many units each one of those items has. And it'll also give you a separate report with standard items that have more than one unit. This concludes the item reports tutorial.